All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to video 2 on lesson 2.2 on translations, where we are transforming a figure and making a new image. So you should have taken some notes from the top of page 50. Hey, by the way, I'm going to be talking real fast to keep the time on this one low. I know our first video was a little bit shorter. This one's going to be a tiny bit longer, but I still need to talk real fast to keep it not too long. So I highly recommend that you watch each page, and then as I tell you, pause the page, pick up your pens and pencils and markers and copy down the notes, and then start it again, go to the next page and do the same thing. That's what I recommend, but here we go. So if you tried to take notes, from all of this, you probably got a little bit confused. And I'm going to take all of this right here, and I'm going to try to make it just a little bit simpler. So it talks about the A units horizontally. So we have A. So A moves horizontally. So if I draw a horizontal line, that's like the x-axis. The x-axis goes horizontally. And if I go to the right on the x-axis, that means I'm adding to my number. And if I go to the left, that means I'm subtracting a number, all from the x-coordinate in my ordered pair. And then it talks about the y, B. It says B moves vertically, and that's going to, of course, be in the y-axis. So B moves vertically. And so if we draw a vertical line, again, if we go up, that means we're adding. And if we go down, that means we're subtracting from our number. And what does it do? It says so right here. I just wrote all this stuff that made a little bit sense, the words that they put in the algebra, and I made a little bit of drawing to make this make more sense. So when you have your XY coordinate right here, you're going to add the A number to the X, and you're going to add the B number to the Y. And so you could be adding a positive if you're going right or up, and you could be adding a negative if you go left or down. So let's go ahead and pause the video, write all that down. Oh, wait, my bad. One thing you really need to know. You really need to know that a translation creates an image that is congruent to the original figure. Okay, so the image better be congruent to the original figure, or you did not translate correctly. Now you can pause, write all that down, and get busy with our next example. So we're going to translate a figure in the coordinate plane. We're going to translate the figure 2 units right and 5 units up. So the first thing we're going to do, and we already have the figure in the plane, all we have to do is count. We just count numbers. Please recognize that on this coordinate plane, we do have coordinates that go by 2s. These lines go by 2, so you got to be paying attention to that. So here we go. It says translate the figure 2 right and 5 up. Well, 2 right goes here. I like to mark my text. And right means adding, and what am I going to add? I'm going to add 2. And then it says 5 up. Well, up goes this direction, and I know that up means to add. How many am I going to add? 5. I know that this is my A number, and I know this is my B number. Because up or down is B, right or left is A. And of course, if you remember that, it's going to be helpful later on in our math this year. So now I'm just going to go to my coordinate plane. I like to start with A. On my grid, I'm going to count 2 to the right, and then I'm going to go 5 up, and I'm going to end up right here, and this is A prime. We always list the coordinates of our new location for our image right here, and that is 0, 4. And then B, 2 to the right and 5 up, gives me 2, 7 right here. B prime, 2, 7. And then C prime, 2 to the right and 5 up, lands me right here, C prime. And C prime is at 5, 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the book's going to ask us to do it not only this way, but a mathematical way. And the mathematical way says, hey, I've got this original figure, A, which is at -2, -1. That's my original location right here at A. And it says we are going to move right 2 and up 5. So if I know that if I go right 2, I'm adding 2 to the X because that's my A number. And if I'm going up 5, I'm adding 5 to the Y because that's my B number. And I'm always adding. So I have a -2 plus 2, that gives me 0. And a -1 plus 5, yes, that gives me 4. So my A prime location, doing it mathematically, is 0, 4. And as we recognize, that matches right up with what we did when we counted it on the coordinate plane. So if I go B is located at 0, 2. And again, it says that we are going to add 2 to the X, and we're going to add 5 to the Y. And so when we add these together, 0 plus 2 is 2, and 2 plus 5 is 7. So B prime is located at 2, 7. And yes, that matches right up. And one more time, just to make it proof, is C is located at 3, 0. Oops, that 3 is not good. I gotta make sure I autograph it with excellence. And then, of course, I'm going to add 2 to the x, and I'm adding 5 to the y. So doing it mathematically, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 0 plus 5 is 5. And so C prime is at 5, 5. Now you want to pause, you want to write it all down, then go on to the next example. Translating a figure, 3 units left and 2 units up. Again, it's the same exact original figure, just to make it simple. So this time I'm going to go backwards. This time I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to write down, oops, I'm sorry, I'm going to write down the original location. Again, A was at -2, -1. It says to go 3 units left. Drawing my picture, my A says 3 left, so I know I'm subtracting. And what am I subtracting? I'm going 3 because I'm going 3 left. And then again, it says 2 up, so I'm going up. So my B number is going up 2. And so now I come over here and I say, wow, I'm going 3 left, so I'm subtracting 3, and I'm going 2 up, I'm adding 2. Really, we're always adding. So -2 plus a -3 means -5, and -1 plus 2 means 1. So my A prime location is -5, 1. So if I go over to -5 and up 1, I would be right here. That's where A prime should be. And sure enough, if I start right here at A, right here, and I go 3 left and up 2, I would end up right there. Outstanding. Works both ways. So A prime is -5, 1. Okay? B prime. Let's go to B prime. Find where that location is. Well, B originally is at 0, 2. And then I'm going to, again, subtract 3 from the x coordinate. I'm going to add 2 to the y coordinate. And so when I add these together, I have -3, and 2 plus 2 is 4, so -3, 4 for my B prime. I can go -3, 4. B prime is right here. And then C prime, or C is located at 3, 0. And then what am I going to do? That's right, we're going left 3, so I'm subtracting 3. We're going up 2, so I'm adding 2. And so when I add these together, 3 plus a -3 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2. So C prime is at 0, 2. C prime is at 0, 2 right here, C prime. And of course, you use that straight edge to draw that nice number. So again, B prime is going to be at -3, 4. And C prime is at 0, 2. And it all matches up. You might want to pick up your pencil, write this one down, and then meet us on the next example. Number 5 says translate the figure. Okay, now once again, this is another way of showing how they want to translate. Instead of saying move this way, move that way, they're now showing you, they're saying, hey, this x, way back on the example when it said you're adding, well, this x we're going to subtract 4 from, the y we're going to subtract 3 from, so we're going to go right to our coordinate grid right away. I'm starting at the A, and I'm going, since this is this, that means I'm going left 4, and I'm subtracting 4, that's my A. This one means I'm going down 3. This is my B, all right? So I'm starting at A, I'm going to go left 4 to 4, down 3, and 3 right here. So A prime is now down here. And then I go up here, A prime. A prime would be located at -6, -4. And then B, -4, so 2, 4, down 3, 2, 3 right here, B prime. And then B prime is now located at -4, -1. And C prime, if I go back 4 and down 3, I end up right here, C prime. And again, use that straight edge. C prime is located at -1, -3. And let's see if that's true very quickly. I'm only going to test one of them. I'm going to test one. Which one do you want to do? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll go with B. So B's original location is 0, 2. And then it said we are going to go left 4, subtract 4, down 3, -3. And of course, we add these together. 0 minus 4 is -4, and 2 minus 3 is -1. So B prime better be -4, -1, and sure enough, it is. It works the same. All right? Being able to do it either on a coordinate grid by counting, or being able to do it without a coordinate grid by using the numbers and recognizing that going Right and up means we're adding to the x and the y respectively. And if we're going left or down, we're subtracting from the x and y respectively. Go ahead and grab your pen and pencil, mark all this down, and join me with the next example. And this next example is just what I was talking about a moment ago. Figure ABCD is translated 6 down and 4 right. What is the new location of B prime? Or what is the new location of B, which is at -4, 2, after the translation? So here we have B, which is at -4 and 2. And we're going to translate it. 6 down means we're going to go, that's down is always the B, so we're going to go down 6. And this says 4 to the right, so we're going right, which means adding to the x because this is the A number. And how much are we adding? 4. So it's so important to know that, so I put them in the right spot. So adding 4 to the to the x coordinate and subtracting 6 from the y coordinate. So in our new location of B prime, -4 plus 4 is 0, and 2 plus a -6 is -4. So our new location of B prime after that translation would be at 0, -4. Go ahead and pause, get this one written down, and move on to the next example, which is number 7. Describe the translation from the shaded figure to the non-shaded figure. So now we're not actually going to do it, we're just going to describe it. So we want to find corresponding parts of these two figures. So from the shaded, that means this thing was translated down somehow. And how did they translate it down? Well, I'm going to pick this point right here. The top seems to be the easiest. And I can go either of two directions, but I'm going to go this way first. I have to come all the way over to there. And so that is 3. So I went backwards 3. I went left 3. And that's the A, because I went left. So I know that my translation, I'm going to say either left 3, or I'm going to say A, -3. I could also say X, -3. Either one of those works. And then from there, I have to go down to get to that same point. I have to go down to get to that point. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to go down 5. And so down, that's subtracting 5. And so I could say down 5. I could say, B is -5. Or I could say Y, -5. Either one of those works. And that's how that is. Ladies and gentlemen, this does bring a conclusion to the notes, except you do have a quick write that you need to finish. I did give you a copy of this so you can do that, and it's all written for you. You can just get that done, and then if you have any questions, please make sure you're asking questions in class. Thank you so very much. You have a wonderful night.